It's an off-season edition of Inside the Herd here on Bisons.com. Pleasure to bring in the Executive Vice President and General Manager of the New York Mets, Omar Minaya. Omar, last year there were a lot of changes that had to be made because of injury, but really this offseason has begun making changes to make both the New York Mets and the Buffalo Bisons that much better heading into 2010.
Yes, you're right. We are already been working since day one on how we can not only make improve our Major League club, but the Buffalo Bisons are very important. To me, they're part of the Major League club because it impacts the way the game is today, the season being so long, injuries being so prevalent throughout the game. We need to have the players ready for us, and it starts off right now with bringing on board Terry Collins and also getting some of the players. We feel like we've signed some pretty good players that are going to do a great job here in Buffalo, and in an emergency we need them in the major leagues. They'll be able to help us.
Not only are those 6-year free agents available for you anytime, but also those very eager, young, talented players that want to go from Buffalo up to New York and play for the Mets. Fernando Martinez, Jonathan Neese, those are just a couple of guys. Who are some of the guys that you have on the horizon?
Yeah, well, we got Josh Tolley, who's a catcher who hit well over 300 in AA last year. We also have Ike Davis, who's a first baseman, who not only did a great job for us in that AA club in Binghamton. We got some other pitchers like Henry Mejia that may see some time here this year. Our shortstop Ruben Tejada, as a kid that hit about 280, a 19-year-old kid in AA last year. So we got some young up-and-coming kids that are going to hopefully be able to play here and do a very good job.
How do those kids right now that you mentioned fit into the Mets' overall outlook? Are they still a couple of years away, and it looks like they do need some grooming here in Buffalo?
Ideally, you like to get guys get a full year in AAA. Some guys are special. Some guys will force you to move them up. But I think all the kids that I talked to you about are definitely within 1 or 2 years away from the major leagues.
When you look at Buffalo overall, as you're trying to piece together the staff as well, with Ken Oberkfell coming back and the addition of Jack Voigt, that's the newest name for Bison fans to get used to. What are some of the accolades that Jack brings with him to get him here and try to bolster some of the hitting? Well,
Jack is going to be he's Mr. Energy. You're going to like Jack Voigt. He's going to tell you he's very energetic personality. He's already done this before. He did that for us at AAA over in New Orleans, and I got great reviews from the players about his work ethics, his energy, and I'm pretty sure he's going to do a good job. And
then, of course, the pitching coach is Ricky Bones. He is back, and as evidence, he sent guys to the big leagues that performed well when needed and called upon. So Ricky has to be a valuable asset to have back here at AAA.
He is a definitely valuable asset, and with Ken Oberkfell to us, we feel those two guys are hard workers. They get it in the sense of know that it's not only going to be about baseball, it's about interacting with the fans and helping out, being part of the community.
Making Buffalo better sometimes just out of necessity at the big league level when you have to make moves at the big league level like you did today with the Gary Matthews trade, but also potentially Ben Sheets is still out there. As Buffalo fans, when players get knocked back because of the addition at the big league level, it makes Buffalo better, but how does that help the system overall when you're able to acquire free agents and keep guys for some seasoning?
Well, it helps the system because you're able to have some guys develop. In the ideal world, last year we probably would have loved Fernando Martinez to stay here the whole year. We probably would have loved Jonathan Neese to stay here the whole year. And when you acquire major league players, you're able to keep the development flow of the player under control and keep him in line with the way you want to do it.
Omar Minaya joining us here for an off-season edition of Inside the Herd, exclusively on Bisons.com. We look forward to having you out at the ballpark as well, and we'll see you back here once the season gets rolling around.
Thank you for having me.